Hi, this is Tuesday the 25th of July 2023. This is the Democratic Alliance Labour Report. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Please share this far and wide. I would appreciate that. Well, big news is tomorrow, that's Wednesday the 26th of July 2023, the Democratic Alliance is going to march against race quotas. The employment equity legislation, which has been passed, we're still waiting for the regulations, although the minister should have withdrawn them, but that legislation is pernicious to say the least. And the Democratic Alliance is marching to Parliament tomorrow at 10 o'clock from just outside the CCMA. Please come and join us tomorrow at 10 o'clock in Cape Town. They will be streaming it, so you can come online, go into the Democratic Alliance website, and you'll see that we're streaming that. You'll see me there, I will wave. But I must tell you that 600,000 jobs are at risk if this legislation comes to pass. So we must watch it carefully. We must make sure that we challenge it. We're going to court. We're getting civil society to march behind us. This is going to be a big event, and I personally am looking forward to it. The reality is that the government is doing everything in its power to stifle job creation, and this will really stifle job creation. Like I said, just by implementing it, it'll put 600,000 jobs at risk. So it's Michael Bagram. I'm the Labour spokesperson for the Democratic Alliance. And I'm pleased to say that we are online now to get our march together tomorrow. It'll be an enormous event. There are a couple of other things that we also need to discuss. The Human Resource Department in all the entities, all the government entities just aren't working. The human resource practitioners within government are just not working. We've just had that horrible case where someone was on suspension for years, getting full pay, and being reported that they're on suspension whilst on sick leave, and nothing was done, nothing at all. Can't blame the employee, you can only blame the Human Resource Department of government. Under a Democratic Alliance government, we would move quickly, like the private sector. Can you imagine someone on sick leave for 2 years and paying them in full? They probably got their bonuses and their increases as well. We don't know, we're going to try and find out. We had a story where Patricia DeLille suspended her DG, her Director General, because she didn't like him on full pay, and then took no action against him. Again, for months on end, full pay. You, as the taxpayer, you're paying for that. That would never be allowed under a Democratic Alliance government, never at all. We would move in very quickly, make sure that the departments have proper human resource practitioners, that they take action quickly. If someone's on sick leave for a lengthy period of time, they'll investigate it and make sure something happens. You don't just keep people on salary for 2 years. You can't just waste taxpayers' money like that. The Democratic Alliance would never do anything like that. With regard to disciplinary hearings, we'd have them within weeks. You can't wait for 2 or 3 years. I had a case about 4 years ago of a teacher who was waiting for a disciplinary hearing in Johannesburg and waited over a year for a disciplinary hearing. She couldn't wait any longer and asked me if she should resign. But she had been receiving her salary, and she got her increase, and she got her bonus after a year on suspension. The HR in government is not doing its job. The personnel practitioners in government are just too scared to dismiss and are too scared to take action. Don't understand it. Well, in the Democratic Alliance, we'll make sure that those departments are functional. They cost an absolute fortune if you don't do your job properly. We need to encourage future investment. We need to encourage future employment. And the only way we're going to do it as a Democratic Alliance government, in association with our alliance partners, we've got to upgrade everything that's done in the various departments in government. We need to encourage that future investment. Some rather sad news, GlaxoSmithKline, they're about to retrench 178 jobs. They said they'd rather automate their factory, and I understand that because government is making employment so difficult in South Africa. We've also read just recently that manufacturing has lost 300,000 jobs since 2015. You can imagine 300,000 jobs, that's 300,000 families. Each job conservatively looks after 4 people, so you multiply that, the 300,000 times 4, that's how many people have been put on the street. The reality is that the employment equity legislation is bad. Only good thing coming out of that, only one small thing, is that if a business employs less than 50 people, at least they're exempt from the equity legislation. So thank you for listening to me. The Democratic Alliance is marching tomorrow, and indeed, next year we'll be marching to Pretoria. Thank you. It's Michael Bagram, Tuesday the 25th of July, 2023.